Who is the devil? There are a lot of devils, but specifically, who is Satan? The name Satan can mean adversary, an enemy of the human race, an enemy of the Almighty God and His angels. He is the principal principality of all the death kingdom, the king over all demons. Some Satanists and people who were given into the occult and came out of it say that some demons of lower rank rather burn in hell than to ever see Satan with their own eyes. I've also heard a man teaching about Satan, saying the demons adore him as a god and give him worship. There are stories out there of people encountering the adversary and seeing him with their own eyes. But was it Satan they saw, or was it just a demon? To me, it was probably just a demon. Satan is just one being, just one person, so he cannot be in all places at the same time. That's why he has a very organized system in his kingdom, composed of a hierarchy to have everything in order. How does he look? Some say he looks horrendous, while others say he has so much beauty. Again, there are a lot of demons of different shapes and sizes, from a ball of mass to an elf with a nice body, from a fairy to a dragon. There are a variety of demons, but how does Satan himself look? Who knows? I've never seen him before in my life. The Bible depicts a red Leviathan with 7 heads with a crown in each one of them. But it's just a symbol. It's just symbolism. Meaning that the adversary doesn't have to look exactly like that. The color red on the dragon in Revelations simply means war. Of course, he is the adversary that wages war against all of creation and the divine. The crowns symbolize authority. He is the authority of the death kingdom, and unfortunately, he may have authority over most of the world right now. The Leviathan or the dragon symbolize chaos. Names were given to him like the serpent of old, the adversary, the king of terror, and of course the dragon. Even though there are many other dragons in his kingdom, Satan is the greater dragon out of all of them. The same goes for the Leviathan. There are many other Leviathans in his kingdom, but he is the greater Leviathan out of all of them. This is a bit of the origins of Satan, and also the ending that he will have in the future. This is a bit of the origin of Satan. It all started when an angel was created in the kingdom of heaven. While he was being created, spiritual instruments were made in him. And he was made into the most beautiful angel out of all the angels in heaven. He was made very big, very massive. Out of all the archangels, the seraphims, the cherubims, and the other type of angels, he was made into a cherubim. Cherubims have been seen with 4 large wings. They have also been depicted as a chariot that can transport the presence of the Almighty. In symbolism, they have been given a lot of eyes that cover their whole bodies. They have been given 4 faces in all sides of their heads, with a wheel that's a part of them, but it's not stuck on them. But it's just symbolism. They might not look like that. They might just look like a better version of a man. Well, when this angel was created, he was named Lucifer, which can mean carrier of light. He was made very wise, very beautiful. He was very big in size. It is said that the clothing of precious stones that was on him was really precious stones that were part of his body, not a dress of valuable stones. The stones were stuck to his body and a part of him. Music could come out of his body due to the spiritual instruments that were built in him. He was in Eden, which is a place that's on the mountain of the Almighty God, which is to the north of the universe. And while there, he would walk around in a place of sparkling stones. He was gorgeous. He was the seal of perfection until sin was found in him. He allowed arrogance and pride to take over his heart because of his beauty. Because of his splendor or his glory, which is the light that was on him, he allowed his perfect wisdom to be corrupted because of that. It is said that he thought in his mind to dethrone God and take the throne to himself and be God and be the supreme being. But by thinking this, you can see how his wisdom was corrupted. He actually thought he could rise up against the Almighty and take him down. Lucifer managed to convince 1/3 of the angels in heaven to rebel against their Lord. Because of the rebellion or sin that took part in the heavens, the Almighty created a terrible place that burned with fire and that was separate from his presence for good. After that, he consumed Lucifer with his followers, with his fire, with the fire that came from him, and destroyed their bodies entirely. And Lucifer and 1/3 of the angels that rebelled with him were cast down from heaven to the place of torment and pain he had created for them. A judgment was made by the Almighty to condemn the rebels with their leader to an eternal prison worse than the hell that was made for them. A place where, unlike the hell they were thrown in, where they can actually come out of. This place is an eternal prison of torment and pain where not even Satan will be able to escape. His torment will be for eternity. Why feel bad for him? For he is the problem causer and the evil one. Before this judgment comes to pass, Satan will be put in another prison for a millennium. Then, after his time is up, he will come out of his prison only to do harm again. But when that happens, the time of his judgment will come to pass, and then Satan will be thrown into the lake of fire with all the demons that follow him. Even hell will be thrown into the lake of fire.